Party leaders will be ready. Can we unmute all of them just so they're ready? Okay. Shuffles papers. Good evening and welcome to RTE's December Leaders Debate. I'm your moderator, Thomas Whitaker, and tonight I'm joined by the leaders and representatives of the 5 major parties: Sinn Féin, the Social Democrats, Fine Gael, Labour, and Fianna Fáil. Each representative will have 45 seconds to respond to each question in this debate, followed by an open debate period at the end of each category of 90 seconds. If their response mentions another party, a rebuttal of 30 seconds may be granted to the mentioned representative. However, this is strictly at the discretion of the moderator. Candidates are encouraged to engage directly with one another, within reason, to ensure a lively and dynamic discussion. Tonight's debate is divided into 3 categories, each containing 3 questions: domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and community activity. As I said, the conclusion of each category will have 90 seconds of open debate. As the moderator, I will work to ensure this is an engaging and effective debate. And again, I hold final say over timings and rebuttals. And at the end of the debate, each party representative will be allowed to choose another party representative to ask a direct question to, for which they'll have 45 seconds to respond and 30 seconds to ask the question. All questions this evening were prepared by RTE's Committee on Debates. I thank them for their hard work and diligence in crafting these questions. We begin with opening statements, with 45 seconds for each party. Sinn Féin, you are the first. You may begin.
Bháil mhuichas a gabháil le radio telefíséireann as an díospóireacht seo ó Stáildiúin, agus bháil marrá tá uair na cníonna buailte le héireann, tá an toghcháin seo tábhachtach de todhchaí na héireann, tá Sinn Féin tar éis a thaispeáin go bheith míad a thóirú le láidreacht, gníomhaíocht agus crógaíocht, agus inis tá sé thar ann leanaí de Raig. For the past 2 months, Sinn Féin has proven strong, active and principled leadership can deliver results for Ireland. We've restored confidence in our institutions, revitalised our defence forces, reformed our judiciary and re-energised our business sector. Ireland is once again active, confident and leading on the world stage, all because we put Ireland first. Now, more than ever, Ireland needs a second mandate for stability and continued growth. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Sinn Féin. About 60 seconds. We now move to the Social Democrats. You may begin.
Thank you very much, Thomas, and I would like to thank Archie and the English News for organizing this lovely debate. Ireland is a nation with 5-year-long history. It is an experience and twice nation. However, it still keeps the very young spirit, which makes it very unique and special. We are the Social Democrats propose an Ireland that is ambitious and idealistic, united where everybody can do whatever they want with freely. These elections, the Social Democrats will present a case about taking Ireland further, a vision which aims to improve our nation and be a government of engagement and activity. We are going to continue our work with other political parties for a productive term following these dynamic events in the past 2 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Ognian. We now move to Fine Gael. You may begin.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here, and a big thank you to RTE and Anglo-Irish News for hosting tonight's debate. This is a chance to be held accountable and be scrutinised, but also to hold my colleagues here on stage account too. I'm sure I have a lot to say about that. Every election is important, but the background to this one cannot be ignored. We have had a government asleep at the wheel, unable to establish even basic communication across the border because the person meant to be our Taoiseach lacks the proper temperament to govern. Is this seriously what you elected 2 months ago? A Taoiseach that informed the Dáil that they were in flagrant violation of the Government Transparency Act. Tonight, as you watch this, the courts have just ordered the government to release their national security files because they didn't follow the law. It doesn't have to be this way. It's difficult to be optimistic. There is no doubt about that. But Fine Gael have a plan.
Thank you very much, Fine Gael. That was 1 minute. We now move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you have 1 minute. You may begin.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Bruce Ismay, and I'm the leader of the Labour Party. I don't know what planet Leah is on, but this country is weaker and more screwed over than when she entered office. We have a war in Northern Ireland that she caused, and I correctly predicted during the last election. We have an inactivity crisis that this government has failed to achieve. We've also seen the Justice Department die before our own eyes, and the Justice Minister mysteriously being replaced without any notice or any actual accountability in this government has been shot due to Sinn Féin, Fianna Fáil, and the Soc Dems for holding this government together. Labour promises transparency. We promise results and we promise activity. If you vote for us this Saturday, we will deliver results. We will hold the next government to account, and we will not allow Sinn Féin to be the next government of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bruce. We now move to Fianna Fáil. You may begin. You have 1 minute. Is that the opening statement?
Wow, silence is the first statement.
Okay, no. This is Fianna Fáil's turn. Thank you. We'll hear them out. Oh, they're having mic problems. Okay. Okay, I think we'll move on until Fianna Fáil can fix the mic. To compensate, I will allow for extra time during an answer of their choice. But yeah, we now move to the first section of our debate, which is domestic affairs. Garda Síochána seems to have reached a standstill, attending events but not recruiting or reforming. With the programme for government's promise of a Garda reform inquiry not coming to fruition, what do you plan to do with public service and others when elected? We begin with Sinn Féin. You have 1 minute. Sorry, 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, it was this government that started the Garda Commission inquiry, which has been going on and which just concluded business just a few days before the government term ended. It's again, we need to focus, I think, primarily on the Irish Defence Forces right now, and we need to refocus on Garda Síochána to be working more on community issues and local policing in game. And Sinn Féin has created the activity and presented the event.
The activity you caused by a war.
Excuse me.
I'll have silence in the studio, please. You may continue, Sinn Féin.
Okay. So that's what we've done. We've created the activity and we've presented the opportunities to Garda Síochána to allow them to have the activity, and it's shown. But we're going to continue prioritising the defence forces.
Thank you very much, Sinn Féin. We now move on to the Social Democrats. You have 45 seconds.
All right, thank you very much. I'm kind of surprised that there is actually a Garda inquiry where no such act was passed or anything related, unless it's some internal one, which I would like some clarifications. Now, about the Social Democrats' vision, we obviously respect the autonomy the Garda and the Irish Defence Forces have, so obviously any changes conducted with them will be made through consultation with them, as we did in our previous government, the Labour Social Democrats coalitions. We will establish a group with the Garda and Defence Forces respectfully regarding any research work they wish. About the Garda specifically, we wish to establish such a such dialogue group regarding legislative changes. As you know, the community as a whole in-game has been very different, and we would like a very thorough discussions with them regarding
Thank you
such
very
as more
much,
powers to
Social
their
Democrats.
constituency and so on. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. We now move to Fine Gael. You have 45 seconds.
Well, thank you, Tom. And it's a shame. We've had 2 months of Sinn Féin's inaction to the Garda. You know, we've always stood in Fine Gael for activity, community, and unity. And that's why we want to establish the Department of Justice, Home Affairs, and Migration that actually tackles the issue. We need government ministers that are willing to put in the hours. And that's the only way we can have that is by having a minister that's really focused on delivering for home affairs and for domestic affairs. That's what Sinn Féin has neglected throughout the term. Throughout this entire 2-month period, we've seen inactivity after inactivity and even more inactivity. That's their record. But, you know, we need more people in
Thank
the
you very
Garda.
much, Fine Gael. Thank you very much. We will now move to the Labour Party. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Gorilla Margus, and I have to echo the same cries as Fine Gael leader. Inactivity is the biggest problem that's facing the Garda Síochána. This government has completely neglected the Garda. Under a Labour government, we will continue to make it easier for for people to actually get into the Garda. That will also be able to get more people in there. We will also make sure that we work with them to ensure that their opinion is heard, and we will also make sure that activity will be the biggest and most important thing in the next government. And the lack of actual engagement with the Garda during this past term under Leah has been an absolute disgrace. We need activity, and the only way we can do that is making it easier for people to join the Garda and to defend our country. I've also served as the IDF in the Defence Forces, and I know we also need and we have saw incredible activity with them. However, it is because
Thank you very
the
much,
TTF has
Bruce.
dragged us into a
Thank you
war.
very much, Bruce. We now move to Fianna Fáil, which is being represented now by Brian O'Kearney. Brian, you have 45 seconds. Would you like me to repeat the question?
Can I be heard? Can I be heard?
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
The question is, Garda Síochána seems to have reached a standstill, attending events but not recruiting or reforming. With the programme for government's promise of a Garda reform inquiry not come to fruition, what do you plan to do with public service and others when elected? You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Look, there's a lot of issues in Garda that have been around for quite a while, you know. Issues with recruitment and activity, that's not a new issue. That's an issue that, you know, goes back years, and I don't think it's right to say we can fix that in 2 months. In a coalition or in a majority government, we couldn't fix it in 2 months. You've got to give us time, and over the past 2 months, we've made great strides. We've worked very well. We have a great commissioner, you know. Me and him don't get along, but he's a great guy, and I think he's very good at his job. And you know, while we can't do everything, we've made great strides, and I think we should all be proud in the coalition of what we've achieved. And next term, if we have the
Nothing's been
privilege
achieved.
of being re-elected. No, hold on, I'm still speaking. Okay,
Nothing's been
thank you.
achieved.
No, I'm still speaking. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
No.
Social Democrats. Thank
No,
you very much, Social
no,
Democrats. That's your time.
no.
Yes.
I request the extension I got promised.
It was extended.
Social Democrats.
Thank you very much.
Was the
Sorry,
appointment?
Fine Gael. Sorry, Fine Gael.
Can I see your final?
Sorry, I associate Brian and
Your
Social
timer.
Democrats. Sorry. No, thank you, Brian. We now move to the next question, which is on business.
Where's your stopwatch?
Ireland's, I've got a stopwatch here. Ireland's economy seems to be carried by journalists. The government implemented an inactive business purge despite claims from business owners against it. What will you do to ensure our economy continues to succeed despite the apparent inactivity and lack of diversity? Sinn Féin, you have 45 seconds.
Well, I'm a bit unfair. I didn't get a rebuttal to those answers that were directly attacking me. But on your question
You'll
about
get a rebuttal at the
inactive
end
business
of
purchase, why a rebuttal at the end and not right now? Okay.
Can we move on? Can you
So I
answer the
met
question?
with the great. What? I literally, you're not letting me.
Instead of actually focusing on me, answer the
Hey,
question.
Bruce. Leah, I'm extending your time by 15 seconds. You may continue.
Anyway, so I actually met with the great leader of the National Union of Journalists, a great guy. I talked to him on Skype, and it's this government that introduced the inactive business charges because there's the opportunity to reclaim trademarks and to create new businesses that are currently being held up in the system. We have so many inactive businesses, and it's misrepresenting Ireland as a community. And I fully support journalists. I have a business company myself, and realistically, it's journalists that are backing the media and are backing the business sector in Ireland. So we need to back them. We need to give them support. And it's this government, if re-elected, that's going to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Leah. We now move to the Social Democrats. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, obviously, Social Democrats can claim and have the full right to claim themselves as the party supporting journalism and the independence of the journalism. We had a meeting with the National Union of Journalists, and we have concluded that the best way forward is to reform the National Union, and remove its government oversight duties and reform the system into equal to equals with unions, not requiring to worry about government oversight registration and all that. Also, we're going to implement the freedom of information legislations, which would allow for media to be more scrutinizing into the government public work, which will obviously provide them more information, more fuel to call it even for that. And yes, media is the backbone of the private sector.
Thank you very much,
It has
Social
been always
Democrats.
been. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now move to Fine Gael. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you, Tom, for one of your great questions. Fine Gael supports the Spotlight Awards, but we need to drift it away into different segments. So what we are proposing is a specific Media Spotlight Award to recognise media companies for quality and activity. But despite that, the media sector does create a lot of the business sector, but we still want to host business roundtables with business leaders to directly engage with government ministers on policy and how we can support them. We also want to repropose the Jobs Ireland bill that was repealed by the last government to offer employment opportunities, work placements, and skilled training sessions. We also want to establish the Enterprise Ireland agency, which is dedicated to supporting new entrepreneurs that's staffed with experts from business, government, and industry. And we want to revitalise the insolvency service of Ireland to assess private sector businesses.
Thank you very much, Fine Gael. We now move to Labour. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, look, Labour wants to also reinstate the Jobs Act, and we also want to.
Can I just say something?
Hey, hang on. This isn't your time. Simmer down. Simmer down.
Gentlemen.
I'm asking the people's question here. Labour is of course focused. Labour. Sorry, can I get extra time because he's just interrupted me. He continues to interrupt.
Yes. You can get extra time.
But Labour will be. Excuse me.
No.
I'm trying to answer the question.
No. You're delusional.
Instead of acting like a child,
Social Democrats, I'm going to ask you to quiet down now.
Grown-up answer the question.
Bruce.
Social
Okay.
Democrat.
Guys, sorry. Fuck, I keep sorry.
Yeah.
Fine Gael, you have too much. Please, Bruce.
You're not a serious party. You're not a serious guy.
I am in the middle.
Fine Gael, please. Okay, Fine Gael, shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
I'm in the middle of speaking. Can you move?
We now move. Okay, we'll move to Bruce. You may continue. 45 seconds starting now.
I don't want them to continue.
Sure, Margaret. And though Fianna Fáil wants to silence me, I will continue to speak. Labour is committed to reviving the Press Council, the main governing body of the press companies. It will undergo a period of reform and restructuring in the order to have an efficient council running in the media sector overall. We will also. This is utter childishness. This is why people should not vote Fianna Fáil. You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me. Who do you think you are? I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to answer the people's question. So why don't you? Oh, it looks like he shut up. Under a Labour, unlike Fianna Fáil, we want to continue to boost activity in the media sector. We want to incentivize new people to engage with the media industry and also ensure that we have greater
Thank you very
activity.
much, Labour. Thank you very much,
This is
Labour.
ridiculous. This
We
is
now
ridiculous.
move
Fianna Fáil has
to
interrupted my entire time.
we now move to Fianna Fáil. Brian,
Utterly
you have
pathetic.
45 seconds. You may begin.
Utterly
Me?
pathetic.
What's the question? Shut up.
Pathetic.
What? Shut up.
Pathetic.
You have 45 seconds. You may begin, Fianna Fáil.
So childish.
Look, you know what's pathetic is your party and your government, quite frankly. 'Cause
Wow.
That's pathetic. That's
Wow.
what's pathetic,
This is going
okay?
into your time, by
You
the
are
way.
actually a child. You're an
Okay,
actual
Bruce,
child.
quietly. Bruce,
Okay.
enough.
He
Brian, you may
interrupted my
begin.
entire time.
Bruce,
The only
He
thing
interrupted my
you got
entire
extra.
time.
airline.
Oh my
Thank
goodness
you,
me.
okay? You've got
Okay.
you've got
Okay, enough.
That's the guy with no
Ladies,
hair.
oh my goodness. Ladies, okay. I'm gonna have to.
At least
I'm
I've
go-
admitted it. Okay,
I'm gonna have to
comfortable
shut you
admitting
up now,
I'm
Bruce.
skin,
Bruce,
okay?
enough. Brian,
I didn't say
you have
anything.
40. Bruce, Brian, you have 45
Practically
seconds. You
does
may
the
begin your answer.
What answer to what question? You didn't say it loud enough. I didn't hear. I wasn't paying attention, to be fair.
Okay, the question is, Ireland's economy seems to be carried by journalists. The government implemented an inactive business purge despite claims from business owners against it. What will you do to ensure our economy continues to succeed despite the apparent inactivity and lack of diversity? You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Look, we're not making DEI hires or whatever they're called, because that's not what we need. Okay, we don't need diversity. You know, that's an American thing. We don't want it here. You know, this is Ireland. We stand up for Irish values. So, you know, I think we had a booming economy. Okay, we had such great growth. You know, when
You're
I
not even
say,
answering the question.
shut up, shut up.
You're not even answering the question, though.
I
You're just
mean,
going on a waffle about
shut up.
diversity. Every
Shut
other
up.
leader here has
You're
answered the question except you.
You're literally a BTEC Tony Blair, okay? Go back to the UK, okay? That's where you belong. Not
Brian,
here.
Brian, focus on the question,
That's
please.
Joe
You have
Biden.
15
You
seconds.
guys, Joe Biden.
Bruce,
This crazy
shut up.
guy, this
Shut up.
crazy guy. Thank you.
Brian, Brian,
Thank you.
Brian,
We had a
you have
booming
10
economy.
seconds.
We had a lot of jobs created, and that's why he doesn't want to hear it. Because
You interrupted me, though.
Okay, well, okay, no, whoever muted Brian, unmute him.
Oh my.
I don't know who. Okay, I don't know who muted him, but you are not the moderator. Muting people is at my discretion. I hope nobody should be getting muted right now. Brian, I'm going to give you 15 more seconds.
thank you for those 15 more seconds. I think they're going to be more useful than Mr. Bruce's entire debate so far.
Oh, for
You know,
God's sakes.
Shut up.
No, I will not.
We had a booming economy. We created so many jobs that they were coming in and they were saying, "Do you want an
Okay,
extra job?
thank you, Social
Do you want two
Democrats.
jobs?
Thank
Do
you,
you want
Social
three jobs?" We
Democrats.
had a lot of Uber Eats
Thank you,
drivers.
Social Democrats. Sorry, Fianna Fáil. I
This
keep
is-
doing
this
this.
is the
Fianna Fáil,
second
sorry.
time.
Fuck. Sorry, I should be
One at
saying
a
this
time,
is way too-
ladies.
Sorry, it's after
You're a
9 p.m. It's
lunatic.
okay. It's a watershed. Okay, so Fianna Fáil. Well, I'm just going to say Brian. Brian, thank you very
Thank you.
much. We now move to the next
No
question.
problem.
Okay.
You are utterly childish. You're
Okay.
so
Shut up.
childish.
We move to.
Shut up.
I mean, he interrupted my
Okay,
entire
shut up,
debate
shut
segment.
the fuck up, shut up, just shut up and let me ask the fucking question. Oh my god, I hate this job. We have seen controversy in the courts recently with findings of inadequate notice for national security threats. What will you do to ensure a thriving justice sector despite these discrepancies? We begin with Sinn Féin. You have 45 seconds.
Well, listen, it's Sinn Féin once again that has
Can you count to
completely...
45? Oh, wait, sorry, it's Leah. Go ahead,
Oh.
sorry.
Okay, thank you.
No, go ahead, I like you. It's okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. We completely revived and restructured the Justice Department. We brought it from being a nothing department to an incredibly useful department that is actually working for the people of Ireland. I support cases in the courts. I don't think that it's my place to comment here on active cases going on in the courts, but I'm glad to see that they're happening, and they're happening because Sinn Féin has revitalised the justice sector to allow for these cases to happen. We had 17, I think it's 17 people sit the bar exam under our term. That's gone up for only 2 in the last term. So that's saying quite a bit about the way that we've restructured this term. And we're going to go into the next term with the complete restructuring of the bar exam again. I was given an excellent point that we can't be just using Google Docs or Google Forms. They're being utilised by ChatGPT. And it's a bit, So I think that we're going to restructure that, and when we do restructure that, we're going to have a lot of good barristers and solicitors, and that's what you can expect from another
Thank you very
Sinn
much,
Féin
Sinn Féin. Thank you very much, Sinn Féin.
Tom,
now
can you
move-
correct her point? Can you correct her point?
We're not
She's
doing
taking.
fact-checking
No
today.
one wants to correct that
No,
point.
she's taking.
Please.
She's
You can
taking
correct her in your
credit.
response. You can correct her in your answer. You can correct her in your answer.
Swallow the
Guys,
money.
guys,
You
all
know,
of you
she hit
shut up.
bingo. She hit the bingo.
Okay, we now move to the Social Democrats. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
the real social democrats. Oh well.
Yes, sorry.
Well, I haven't been really. The national security threat cases are really unfortunate, and it created divisions regarding how the classification of national security threats. Obviously, if elected, we're going to talk with the chairman, the chief of staff, I believe, about reviewing the purpose of the
Is it
way
my
the
chair
procedure
or is it
of
a
the
next chair?
declaration
What
of
type
the
of
National
chair is it?
Security Council.
Very interested.
Quietly, please just shut up and let them
Yes,
answer.
this is really simple. Oh, and now regarding the second part of the question, we're going to work with the universities regarding providing more paths for barristers to get their way through and sit their bar exams. Obviously, we had
Thank
our
you very
scrutiny
much.
towards the barrister and solicitors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We now move to Fine Gael. We have 45 seconds.
Well, thank you. And can I just say the Taoiseach was taking credit for cases lodged against the government. So that's what. That's how desperate she is. That's how desperate she is today.
That's really.
However,
okay, you have no policy, so you're just standing here.
can someone mute Helen
please?
Keller?
You know, we're all sick
Thank
of you.
you.
How long have you been leading the opposition?
Please be quiet.
Been
Can
there
you
for
mute
about
I'm going to
10
ask.
years.
Finafal's the last one I'm going to ask before I
Are you a
officially warn you.
dictator?
You'll get one warning. That's enough. Finafal, enough.
Who got a
Fine
warning?
Gael,
I
you
can't
get
a warning.
Fine Gael, you get 15 more seconds. You're making
Thank you.
what?
Anyways,
You
I
can't
want to.
know.
Fine Gael wants to conduct a full review of procedures.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh.
Can someone please
gonna-
remove
are you
Helen
gonna-
Keller? Honestly, Fianna Fáil don't.
Brian,
This
that's
is absolutely
enough.
ridiculous.
Okay.
He's interrupting everyone else. Continue.
Okay, Catherine, I'm going to give you 30 seconds from now, okay? Please.
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Anyways, Fine Gael wants to conduct a full review of procedures for declaring national security threats. We want to publish a report that's presented to the Cabinet of Ireland. We want to make publicly available recommendations, but I would like to mention that there was a court order for the government to release the declaration of the Labour leader becoming a national security threat. The government tried to stamp this out and lost, so that was very funny to hear.
True.
But, well, it is true. And what Fine Gael wants to do across the whole justice system is we want to reform the Attorney General appointment process by using an independent selection panel, appointing
very
based on
much.
conviction and experience.
Thank you very much, Fine Gael. We now move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you have 45
Well
seconds.
done.
Shut up. Go on, you may begin. 45 seconds.
Guramagus, I want to thank you, and I also would like to thank the Fine Gael leader for bringing up my case, because I was declared a national security threat under
Rightfully so.
without evidence. Without
Rightfully
evidence.
so.
I didn't interrupt you. You will not interrupt
Yeah,
me.
you did.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah, you
Here's the thing. The government has not told the people that I was declared in public. She didn't talk to me. There was no procedure followed
Yeah, there was.
in the designation. Excuse me. I'll do the talking now. The point is that the national security threat has been against me has been completely politically motivated by the Taoiseach. She wants to silence me, but it has not worked.
I
Her
really
case
don't.
has not. She tried to dismiss
I
the
love your
case.
voice.
She tried to dismiss the case, and it failed. What Labour would do would be going through the national security procedure and revamping it, so this sort of thing never happens again. The Justice Minister never contacted me. The NST guy never contacted me.
Oh,
It
the
was
NST.
Thank you very
it was
much, Bruce.
completely
Thank you very much,
mismanaged.
Labour.
It was
NST
completely
guy.
mismanaged, Taoiseach.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Who is
Bruce.
the NST guy?
Thank you very
Sorry,
much. We now go to Fianna Fáil. You
Do I
have
not get a
45
rebuttal?
seconds. You may begin. You'll get a rebuttal at the end of a question.
Oh my
Fianna
goodness.
Fáil. I've noted it, Leah. I've noted
Okay,
it,
no,
and you will be
perfect,
getting a
thank you.
rebuttal at
Perfect,
the end of
thank
this
you.
question.
Oh, I'm loving this.
What's the question?
Fianna Fáil. Do I actually have to? Can you please just listen? Okay. We have seen controversy in the courts recently with findings of inadequate notice for national security threats. What will you do to ensure a thriving justice sector despite these discrepancies? You have 45 seconds, you may begin.
Well, the courts have had an issue for a long time, ever since Lucas, Director of Political Prosecutions, as I called him, arrested me, falsely imprisoned me for a long time, and it wasn't nice. It was horrendous. So I think I'm going to solve the courts by getting that deep state out, draining the swamp a bit, because we're going to get there's a lot of people there that are too old, they don't know what's going on. They're senile, and we're going to fix that. We're going to get a lot of smart, young people, and we're gonna get a lot of smart people then, don't worry about that.
Okay. Is that okay? Thank you very much. Finiful didn't say Social Democrats this time. I will now, at my discretion, be granting a rebuttal to
Sorry, can I just
Sinn Féin. I'm granting a rebuttal to Sinn Féin. Leah, you have 30 seconds to make your rebuttal to whoever it was that you're making it.
Thank you. While Fine Gael TDs flocked to the UK to join a pro-invasion political parties, members of Sinn Féin enlisted and fought alongside our troops at the border to defend Ireland from 3 invasions. Anyone who was a threat to Ireland, anyone who was going to propose or advocate for the invasion of Ireland and the political conquering of Ireland is a threat to our national security. I take national security seriously. This government takes national security seriously. So you can vote for national
can I
security,
respond?
vote for
Can I
weakness.
respond?
Weakness.
Can I respond?
Can I respond?
No, you can't, because you are one who mentioned Sinn Féin, and so Leo had the right to rebuttal in that instance. But yeah, thank you. We now have reached the end of the domestic affairs category. We will now go into an open period of debate for 90 seconds. I will very lightly moderate this, try and speak over each other, and try to get everyone to have a go. Go. You may begin.
Well,
yeah,
thank you
I
very
think-
much.
Can I just say, no.
I'd
I'm
like to
speaking,
start
people.
off
Let me
with
talk.
Diana.
I think
Sinn Féin violated the law. Sinn Féin violated the law. Sinn Féin violated the law by not contacting a national security threat to let them
Not true.
know the person they declare a threat
However,
was their
true.
own political appointment.
Sorry, can I speak?
Then
please
Labour on stage tonight.
about an ongoing
This
court
is what
case? It
peace
is still an
officers and this is
ongoing
what the
court
political
case.
opposition
Leah,
Well, I
does.
can tell you that they violated the law by not
They
contacting
might
us.
or might not.
And what did
I
they
don't
do?
agree
What did
with
they do?
declaration.
They had to U-turn. Leah's got
Leah,
no
Respect
principles. She's got no
independence of the
backbone.
court.
Okay.
And you know what? If she was a true
I have
leader,
backbone,
she
all
would
right.
not
hang
U-turn
on.
on this.
Here's my
Hey,
backbone.
Sapphire, I'm the one who
Look at
was
my
declared the
backbone.
national security threat. Can I not get a chance to respond?
Well, I was simply
I know,
defending
but
you, Mr.
I think
Bruce.
I do appreciate that. This government has tried to silence me on every occasion. They've tried to dismiss the case against me because they weren't informed. The Taoiseach literally responded and knew the case existed. She then removed the designations, and she removed the designations of the security threats. And I have served loyally on Ireland in the IDF. And I
You
have
went
I have never done
Come on
anything
now.
to harm this country. Never. And the Taoiseach will
well.
continue to spread these unfounded rumors and accusations against me
Unfounded rumors.
without any proof,
This is-
without any damn proof that I have done anything. I have served my country.
Can-
I have served my
can they
country as a
recant-
senator.
Sorry, I do want to hear what Ogden is saying. I do want to hear what he's saying.
Go ahead,
Go
Ogden. Go ahead, Ogden. I want to hear what he has to
Ogden,
say.
go
This
ahead.
is a debate for the Irish people, not a debate about the declaration of Bruce as a national security threat and its challenges in the court. So let's focus on the issues that are concerned by
But it
the
is in a
Irish
court.
people.
It's a
For
court.
one
Well, the
thing.
truth is, this government
Okay.
continued the
I'm
I'm going to bring this
stagnation
open
delay
section to an end.
and tried to
I
mask
find
it.
it ironic by the
We're going to bring this
representative of Diana
open
here.
section to an end. We're going to bring this open section to an end.
Amen.
We are now going to move to the next section, which is foreign affairs.
Oh,
First question is a pretty general one. Ireland has repeatedly set the example on the world stage thanks to the work of pioneers like William Cathcart, among others. What will you do to ensure their success is preserved and Ireland doesn't falter as new generations take over? We will begin with Sinn Féin. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
thank you, Tom. And I want to say very clearly, the policy that we have for the Department of Foreign Affairs and the way that we represent Ireland abroad, I have 2 words: Ireland first, always. We will never
You mean
bend
you
the knee
first?
to foreign powers or to stronger powers, and we will never give up in representing the Irish people and putting them first above anything else. I have a huge amount of respect for people in the civil service, but we need to reform the civil service, including the Department of Foreign Affairs civil service, and bring in new people with new ideas who are able to accustom Ireland. And that's what a second term will provide.
More war, in fact.
No, there's not going to be war.
There is a war. Stop saying it isn't. Don't lie to the people, Leah. This is a war.
Okay,
You
thank
don't
you very
know what
much,
war
Sinn
is. I don't
Féin.
think you've learned that in
Thank you,
nursery
thank you
yet, to
very
be
much, Sinn
honest.
Féin. We now move for Social Democrats. Ogden, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you very much, and I really love to talk about foreign affairs, and it's my bird department. Now, moving on, yes, I do appreciate William Cataract work within the foreign department, and about the future ambassadors and successors of him, I believe we have a few of them. For example, I would say, I guess now outgoing UN ambassador, His Excellency Oscar, who was a great example of a newer addition to the department, and then learning all the ways of the UN and etc. Obviously, that tradition has been existing within the department. And when I was foreign minister and untarnished, I have met in the double digits of nations. And when that was around the United Nations Security Council, we're going to continue that as well as returning the voting records and the transparency regarding our work within the foreign affairs, as well as introducing the
Thank
Visit
you
Ireland scheme.
very
Thank you.
much, Social Democrats. We will now move to Fine Gael. Bo, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you, Tom. And, I just want to thank everyone that works behind the scene in the civil service. I am the only party leader here that have special advisors. I have my own PPS because I care about working behind the scenes for the Irish people. Fine Gael wants to commit a formal assessment and review Ireland's international alliances. We want to identify countries with which relations can be strengthened and which long-standing allies for a renewed dialogue on international affairs. We are also willing to hold bilateral talks with any country that aligns with the government's objectives on activity, community engagement, and national unity. We've got an idea. We want to host a monthly dinner at Ivar House involving foreign government officials,
God.
Irish government officials, members of the Oireachtas, and members of the press in the purpose to
Thank
create
you.
an event that's relation building
Thank you
and
very
More
much,
focuses on
eating.
international
You don't have to eat more.
Thank you very much,
cooperation.
Fine Gael. Thank you very much, Fine Gael. We will now move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
August, and I will, and I think we do need to continue to ensure that William Cathcart and many others work in the foreign affairs work is a success. My top priority in the foreign affairs will be ending the war in Northern Ireland because, unlike Sinn Féin, Labour is a party for peace. And we will, in government, we will try and negotiate a sustainable peace agreement or restoration of of the July peace agreement. Unlike Sinn Féin, who has led this country to war, which I said in the last election, Labour is a party that will focus on ending this ridiculous war because the Taoiseach doesn't want to hurt her ambition or pride. Ireland needs peace. And we will also in government. The Labour Party
Thank you
will
very
call a
much.
referendum. We will call a referendum
Thank
on
you very
Ireland's
much.
place in the
Labour
world.
Party.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Relate to the Labour Party. We will now move to Fianna Fáil. Brian, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
You're gonna have to repeat it again. I'm very sorry.
Wait, can we just add this guy to the group chat? Like, fuck me. Oh my god.
He's a deaf man.
Okay, Brian, I'll repeat it for your set. Okay, hold on. I just have to repeat it, don't I?
Brian knows.
Okay. Ireland has repeatedly set the example on the world stage thanks to the work of pioneers like William Cathcart, among others. What will you do to ensure their success is preserved and Ireland doesn't falter as new generations take over? You may begin.
You know, when I was Minister for Foreign Affairs, some Spanish guy, he came up to me and said they were having a coup, and do you know what I told him? I told him I didn't care. I just don't care. Because the
How
only
is that
people we have to
answering the question, though?
shut up, shut up. We're focusing on our own backyard. We're gonna make our country great again. We're gonna make it strong and respected again. And that's what we've started. We've started, okay? And we're gonna continue it. We're gonna continue it. We're putting Ireland first. We're not doing what the lefties are doing, what the wokies are doing. The radical left, as I like to call them. We're just We don't care about your nation, okay? You can, we don't care.
Well, maybe
Irishism,
Donald Trump in the
not
room.
globalism, okay? Irishism, not globalism, okay? That's
Oh,
the only
amen.
thing. That's
Not
Amen.
even
what
answering the question.
Thank you
Not
very
even
much.
answering the
Thank you
question.
very much.
Shut up.
Thank you very much, Fianna Fáil. We now grant rebuttal to Sinn Féin of 30 seconds, since the Labour Party did mention the Taoiseach and Sinn Féin directly. Leo, you have 30 seconds. You may begin.
This guy is focusing more on Sinn Féin than he is his own policy. And
Because
if
you're
you
the
look at his
government.
oh my
You're the
goodness,
government.
oh my goodness, if you look at his foreign policy, it is our foreign policy word for word. He wants
We
to be
want peace. We
he's
want
scared
war.
of
That's
us.
the
He is
difference.
scared of the Irish First agenda, and that tells me everything I need to know about him. Do you know what we're going to
Oh
do?
my
We're going
God,
to
you are
keep putting
so
Ireland first.
deluded.
And you want our points. You're using our points in your entire
I
election.
am not using your
Your
points. Your
campaign is
point is
based
to not
around
bow down.
Sinn Féin's
Your
foreign
point is to
policy.
never give up and
Okay,
keep this
That's
war
Boris,
going.
there will be an open debate section.
Where I
We're
won't
adding
offend
30
you.
seconds for Leo. Leo, you've got 10 more seconds. Leo, you've got 10 more seconds.
I'm
Unbelievable.
finished. It's okay. Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
She got nothing.
Right. We will move on to the next question. And everyone, please listen for this one, including you, Brian. Border skirmishes in the north have led to dramatic loss of life and heated diplomatic tensions, not something that we are unfamiliar with as a nation. What can your party promise in government to resolve this dispute at the border? Sinn Féin, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, it's Sinn Féin who is most qualified and experienced to lead the charge for a peaceful end to this conflict. This conflict started because I refused to apologise for Ireland, and I will never apologise for Ireland. So let me say clearly, if you elect a Sinn Féin government for another term, what you're not going to see is some butchered peace deal like the other parties are proposing. You're going to see a continuation of the Ireland First agenda. And that involves not bending the knee to unionists in Westminster. Half of the people on this stage have been involved in Westminster politics. That's shameful. Let me tell you
Shameful. Are
this.
you kidding me?
You've been in every British political party. Come on now. Let me tell
Said the
you.
girl who want more.
I won't apologise. I won't bend the knee. I'll keep putting Ireland first. And I will put, if there's a peace deal, it will be a peace deal centred around
Okay,
activity.
thank you very much, Sinn Féin. We'll now move to Social Democrats. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you very much. Yes, this conflict is really tragic and unfortunate. However, it has brought great activity to our border game, which was
I agree.
the motivation for the government and their main achievements regarding the activity. So, this is the current main source of activity. So, direct peace or anything like that would shut down that short term of dopamine. We're going obviously to reach an agreement, so no exploitation or research are done and no unnecessary lives are being taken. The Social Democrats will reach an agreement with the British regarding the stop of direct attacks. However, we are going to continue our work regarding joint efforts and to joint events, so on, to continue our activity. Because may I remind everybody in this, however we hate each other, activity is what binds the political sector. And outside of politics, we are also here to shoot each other. Thank you.
I was
Why's it gone
muted.
silent?
Fine Gael, you have 45 seconds. You may begin, Bo.
Thank you, Tom. Well, Fine Gael wants to set and publish clear terms for engagement in the north of Ireland aimed at promoting peace and increasing cross-community activity. I'm going to give you a quote. This is a quote from Hildegard Barker, who is my great aunt from Tyrone. She says, "The north of Ireland needs a sustainable plan for activity, and we need to see cooperation from the Irish and British government that develops a common ground on community, not division, nor hate, but progress. That's why I support Fine Gael's plan to achieve peace and to make Ireland great again." I think that's a great quote, and I think people should listen to Hildegard Baker and get on our boat.
Okay.
I thank the leader of Solidarity Party for this response.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Fine Gael. We'll now move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, look, I mean, we need a peace deal ASAP. Look, I don't understand why the teacher continues to say we won't bend the knee. I think it's quite important to realize that any peace agreement is going to mean sacrifices. Unfortunately, we cannot make a deal that's perfect for Ireland. That's just simply not the facts. I'm going to tell you the truth, while the other leaders want to play party politics here and want to say we're going to get a perfect peace deal. If you elect me, I will go to them and I will negotiate a fair peace deal. I can't promise the world. I can't promise that we'll get everything we want, but it will be a deal that will end this weeks-long violence that the Sinn Féin government have caused because they want all 32 counties back. I mean, honestly, this government has failed at everything. This war was caused by them. I warned the Irish people back in the last election. Don't if you elect them, they would cause war. I'm making the same call again. If I'm making the same call again, if you elect them again, they will continue this pointless war.
Thank you very much.
More people will
Thank you
die.
very much, Bruce. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We now move to Fianna Fáil. You have 45 seconds. You may begin, Brian.
Look, I'm gonna say this to the British, to number 10, if you F around with us, we're gonna do things to you that you've never seen before. We're gonna make sure that we blast your world open, okay? If you mess with us, we're gonna bomb you, we're gonna bomb you into oblivion, okay? That's my promise, There won't be a Britain left to invade us from if you mess with us, okay? So that's your warning, that's your only warning that you're gonna get, okay? So when I'm in a room with you, you're gonna have to behave, you're gonna have to watch your tongue, and we're above you and we're ready to work with you as as your inferior partner. We're ready to work with you on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Fianna Fáil.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Thank you very much. The Labour Party did mention Sinn Féin
He's a lunatic.
in
I don't
their
think you can
response,
mention him. He's a
and
lunatic.
therefore, Leah, if you would like a rebuttal, you may request one.
I would love one.
Okay, 30 seconds beginning now. Nobody interrupt.
To Mr. Bruce, is Irish identity pointless to you? Is
No.
securing Ireland's place in the world pointless to you? Because it seems like it is with the terms that you're presenting here. You don't go to Britain and you apologize for their invasion. You don't go to Britain
I never said I would
and you just make
apologize.
concessions. That's not what
never
peace
said.
is. That's just sacrifice. And it's a level of sacrifice where you're just giving up. And I will never
You
give
want
I haven't
to
given up.
continue this fight. You want to continue this
I
fight.
Okay,
I'm not going to give up.
Thank you very much, Saffreen. Sorry, Saffreen. Fuck, Leah.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. It's
You're
just
the
that's
same
that's
person.
At
the
least
first
he
thing I
didn't
saw
say so.
on this whole thing.
They have no
fuck.
plan for peace. They have no plan
Guys,
for
I'm
peace.
sleepy. You see
I
my
just presented
my
the
avatar.
plan.
I've got grey hair now. But yeah, thank you very much. We'll now move on to the third question of this section. Successful governments seem to have little treaties to their name, a potential issue when Ireland wants to point to any visible alliances. Can you make a commitment to a number of treaties that will be proposed to the Dáil if you are elected? Sinn Féin, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Treaties.
Was that a question?
I didn't hear it.
Oh,
Paying attention.
Group chat, okay.
it was put into the group
Oh.
chat, but I can read it again. Successive governments seem to have little treaties to their name, a potential issue when Ireland wants to point to any visible alliances. Can you make a commitment to a number of treaties that will be proposed to the Dáil if you are elected?
So, under this term, myself and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Isabel McNamara, we travelled first to Sweden, where we have secured a treaty that is currently in the works that I'm prepared to sign if elected to a second term. That is about joint defence and security and joint trainings, which is going to be incredible for the Irish Defence Forces. And then we also travelled to Helsinki, where we are going to sign the Helsinki Agreement, which is an agreement between Ireland and Scandinavian nations to provide mutual support, recognition, and military support, if necessary, to each other. So the record that we have so far is that we are putting Killian's treaties back into Irish politics. And if you election Féin to the second term, we're going to propose these treaties, we're going to pass them, and we are going to build on our alliances.
Okay, thank you very much, Sinn Féin. We'll move on to The Social Democrats, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you very much. May I remind everybody here that treaties are a privilege, a special award given by the state for great recognition and long-term alliance. A treaty is not the beginning of an alliance, it is the recognition of a long-term one. Ireland is an old Parliament 5 nations and doesn't give treaties around there and there. When I was a Minister of Foreign Affairs, we had two ideas for treaties, but one of the nation left and the other one the term ended prematurely, unfortunately. Yes, I do. I love the concept of treaties used in Ireland, and yes, they should be used, but as a privilege, not as a given to everybody. Because if you give it to everybody, you're going to inflate the value of it. It should be a privilege to the nations and a true sign of a friendship and recognition. This is how
Thank
you
you.
build alliances based on treaties. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Social Democrats. We will now move on to Fine Gael. Bo, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, thank you, Dan. As I said earlier, I said that Fine Gael, if elected into government, would conduct a formal assessment and review Ireland's international alliances. I'm not going to commit anything tonight, but what I am going to say is that treaties and other legislation can be under review, but our values are not. We need to form treaties with countries that are active, that want community engagement, and join us with national unity. And I've said this throughout my term as leader of the opposition and as a TD. We need long-standing allies for a renewed discussion on international affairs. And whether that is a treaty, it's on the table and it's up for review. The Cabinet of Ireland can decide that. That is, we can put it to a vote. The government of Ireland hasn't voted in ages. We can put it to a vote and then the government can decide that policy.
Thank you very much. Bo, we'll now move on to the Labour Party. You have 45 seconds, Bruce. You may begin.
Well, the only treaty I'm focused on is restoring the July Agreement. We want to ensure that a new treaty is made that peace can be restored. And, of course, we love to sign more treaties. We will work with other nations to promote friendship and cooperation. But for a Labour government, we will be completely concerned with ending the conflict in Northern Ireland, signing a new agreement that will end this conflict, that will bring peace to both sides and can restore restore the relationship that Michael Rothschild destroyed when he invaded this country. Now, I support and love this country, and I want to continue to make sure it's safe. But right now, under treaties, I will be focused on renewing or rebuilding a new version of the July Peace Agreement.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Labour. We now move to Fianna Fáil, represented by Brian. You may begin. You have 45 seconds.
Can you repeat the question? Because Cillian sent a really long paragraph and I couldn't be bothered to read it.
Okay.
Maybe
the question is, what treaties are you going to propose for Doyle, if any? You may begin. 45 seconds.
Sorry, can you repeat that again? Because Dan's disrupting me and I think he should sit down. Right in my eyeliner.
What treaties will you propose, if any, to the Doyle?
We're going to propose a lot of legislation. They're going to call us the law-writing people because we like to write laws, to be honest. It might seem boring, but with AI and, a bit of coffee, you can do anything in this world.
Is that it? Do you yield your time?
No. How much more time do I have?
You have 20 seconds.
So I'm going to just ask a question to the public. RTE took me off air a long time ago and I'm still quite upset about that. And I think we should ask for Catch-Up O'Kinney to return to TV. I think we should all
Thank you
ask
very
that
much.
until that happens.
Thank you very much, Brian.
We demand it, actually.
Thank you very much, Fianna Fáil. Okay. We will now move to the open debate section of this section. We will now move to open debate.
Thomas, we're all going to interrupt each other. Can you moderate this?
You have 90 seconds, so I'm going to try to...
Can I just get a point of... never mind.
Yes, okay. We'll start 90 seconds now. Who wants to begin saying something?
I'd love to begin.
Me.
Oh.
Okay. Bruce, yes.
Oh
What do
well,
you want
nobody wants to
say?
take the lead, so why will?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now,
I'm sorry.
I have a question about Bruce. Can he name
Go
the
on.
countries he would like to alliance with in the Pan-Celtic Alliance?
We already
Ooh.
know that answer, but it's a good question.
Can Bruce answer it? It is his pledge.
France.
France is not
Bruce,
in Canada.
that's not true,
Bruce,
though, is
sorry.
it?
UN.
I have a little crush. Can Bruce answer?
The
Did he say
nation he
France?
wants to ally with
For
is the
Celtic
first letter of
nations?
his name. It
It's
starts
honestly
with a
embarrassing.
Sorry, guys. I do want to see if Bruce got an answer, so quiet, please.
Bush doesn't have an answer for anything. They've not told him that yet.
No, I do not have.
International politics isn't there.
Bruce,
Look, I'm gonna be-
continue.
Oh, will you can it for 5 minutes? I'm trying to answer the people's question here. Look, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not, unfortunately. I'm going to be honest instead of trying to make it up. I'm trying. Excuse me. I haven't interrupted you. I'm going to say this,
You
but
actually interrupted me quite a lot, so that's inaccurate.
because you keep interrupting me.
Okay, boys. Let's hear from someone else. Bo, do you want to say anything? You've been quite quiet.
Well,
this open section.
my question to Leah would be: do you know how many of your ministers in your program for government have made it to the end of your term?
How many of your ministers do we know of?
What happened to Valorous?
So
That's my question to Leah. And if she wants the answer, I'll tell her the answer. The answer is 3.
Do you want the number or not?
That's 3. And can I just point out?
Counting yet? You've not learned that. You've not learned that yet.
What is he on
Sorry,
about?
Brian, I have to mute you.
Is he okay? Right. I honestly have no clue what he's saying. But I would just like to also ask Leah. Her Taoiseach had to resign to avoid a vote of no confidence because he was so inactive. Their own coalition partners couldn't even defend the government. And thanks to common sense, we were able to vote. We were able to vote against him. Fine Gael led the vote. So
how is that relevant to the debate about foreign affairs?
I'm gonna. If you let me speak, I would say. So where's the decency?
Okay.
Where's the decency, Leah? That he didn't even release a resignation statement because he was in such a rush to avoid the vote.
Can I respond?
Yeah, quickly.
Okay, so what the opposition did, they literally took down a steadfast leader and a nice person because they thought that he wasn't meeting their personal expectations. And to her comments on Fianna Fáil, I'm so proud to be in government with Fianna Fáil. They've been really good partners so far. And I'm looking forward to working with all parties in the next government, in the next term, excuse me. And I have a lot of respect for the Taoiseach JJ. I thought he was a really good Taoiseach. He was a super nice person and he was able to do the job. And I think that that's something that's absent from politics today for a lot of parties on this stage. So,
okay, thank you very much.
Can I ask a question? I'm the only one here who hasn't asked a question.
We are going to end the open debate section here. I
haven't even asked a question, though. I have not asked a question.
It's time to
that was 3 minutes of open debate. You spoke at the beginning.
That's a skill issue, to be honest.
There'll be more opportunities to discuss.
Every single leader has got the opportunity to ask a question.
That was open. With respect, Bruce, that was the open debate section. It wasn't.
But you allowed everyone else to ask a question. I have the right to ask a question.
Bruce, it was an open debate section. It went on for 3 minutes.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Okay, we now move on to the next section, which is community activity. We begin with the first question of ambition. Governments have kicked the can down the road and passed the buck on innovation when it comes to our local communities. What radical ideas do you propose to help innovate in this area? We'll begin with Sinn Féin. 45 seconds, you may begin.
I presume by local communities you mean activity.
Yeah, basically, just in general activity. Interpret how you will, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, thank you. First thing, I want you to look at the amount of activities in game that we have had. It's been completely revitalized under Sinn Féin. We're going to bring in the daily SSU to bring a lot of activity back to Armagh, and we're going to introduce the in-game business scheme, which has already been started. And I want to point to one of the best new businesses, Dean's Inns, which is currently in the process of going through the in-game business scheme that this government is setting up. It's going to work in a very simple way. You set in an application and your game gets put in your business gets put in game. So for local communities, we need to stop pretending that they don't exist, and we need to stop putting business purely on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rté-Ain. We'll now move for Social Democrats. You have 45 seconds. You may
Do you
begin.
hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, great. Obviously, we're going to make them by first of all introducing a main communication server within the culture department, which will allow us to cut the server list by a lot, which will combine every agency within the department for culture, media, etc. National Archives. We're going to also introduce national calendar, which will be a scheme which will contain every major event organized by a private business, government agency, etc., which would stimulate more organization and efficiency in the events organizations. We are obviously going to continue the work by previous governments about fairs, press conferences, etc. Everything so the government can be present and existent. We are also going to release the Visit Ireland scheme, which I believe is really relevant in this debate, as it would attempt to attract new people and institutions into Ireland through advertising.
Thank you very much, Social Democrats. Thank you very much. I want to quickly address them before I move on to Fine Gael. I hope that's okay. For anyone who is making accusations of biased questions, each question has been worded in a way that can be interpreted both as potentially a criticism of the government, but also praise. The last question, for example, wasn't the government has kicked the can down the road, it's governments. Criticism of multiple previous governments. Another question, for example, another question, for example, spoke about the government's inactive business purge, and then spoke about business owners being against it, and then phrased it as the economy continuing to succeed. The questions are balanced. They weren't written by me, they were written by RTE's Commission on Debates, which contains 5 members of the community. For anyone who has an issue, you may complain by messaging Conor Novak, send him a very, very long DM. Anyway, thank you very much. We will move to Fine Gael. Sorry.
Thomas,
go ahead. You have 45 seconds.
Ognian, if you want to speak. Okay. So Fine Gael's plan for communities is clear. We want to amend the government, the Monaghan County Council Act, to remove the government representation on the council and create vacancies for directly elected councillors. Every party on this stage voted against it last term, apart from Leah, because Sinn Féin didn't exist. We also want to establish locally sponsored motorsports teams, and we also want to mandate the use of Leinster Circuit for the Irish Motorsports Association. We want to host bi-weekly media events between the Taoiseach and the press for questioning across all access of policies. Fine Gael was the only party with a golden activity rule, a golden rule for activity. Where measures work, we will support it. Where measures that don't create activity, we will abolish it. And that's why we are assessing the Irish Motorsports Association, Monaghan County Council, and the Arts Council.
Thank you very much, Fine Gael. Thank you very much. We will now move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Gurmagus, and I think this is what some of our best policies are. Under a Labour government, we will prioritise and by raising our community by appointing a new language commissioner in the first 5 weeks. 5 weeks elected.
Brian, shut up.
The only thing you can raise is
Brian, shut up. Brian, you have time at the end. Bruce, sorry. 50-second added. Go ahead.
We'll be appointing a new language commissioner in the first weeks of government and head of Force na Gaeilge. And we will also, in government, we will increase our TDs and also our other Shanadori to increase speaking Irish. Now, I'm not a big speaker of Irish, but I will attempt to speak more of it if elected into government. We also want to create national festivals to celebrate key events in our group's history and boost the service pride and remember all our great victories and tragedies. We also want to restore Oireachtas coverage of debates and legislative sessions. It's been over like 3-4 months since it's happened, and it's greatly missed. We will also work with RT directors to establish TG Cahir and make sure that all news stories from RTE are also translated into Irish too, which will also...
Thank you very much, Bruce. We'll now move on to Fianna Fáil. Brian, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Sorry, you're going to have to repeat the question again. I really wasn't listening.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Brian. Okay.
Like, dumb it down. Don't shout at me when you don't dumb it down. I'm not reading Shakespeare at 9 in the evening.
Okay. Governments have kicked stand down the road and pass the buck on innovation when it comes to our local communities? What radical ideas do you propose to help innovate in this area? You have 45
We have
seconds.
a lot of radical ideas, but I can't say them out in the air, otherwise they're going to arrest me again, because some will say they're too radical. That's how radical we are. We're going to make Ireland great again, and we don't care what we have to do that.
Is there anything else?
Well, I'm again reminding you, whoever the RTI Director General is, can you put Catch Up O'Kenny back on the air at 7 p.m. every Friday? Let's get it done.
We'll move on to the next question. Trinity College Dublin was the first state-recognised body of education. Their degrees are recognised by the state. They have relevant courses in the
Can I
various
just
sectors
ask a
across
question
Ireland.
quickly?
Can your
We might
party
have to
commit to
explain what
making
a school is to
shut
Mr.
up?
Bruce, because I don't
Can
think he
your
knows
party?
what that is. So I'm going to explain what a school is. I've got the definition
Sorry.
here.
Can your
For you,
party
Mr.
commit to
Bruce, let me
making their degrees
What
valued
is it?
and working with them to train people into lines of work?
So what
I
a
appreciate that
school
question might have
is
been
an
interrupted a bit, so please check
institution.
group chat for the full question, party leaders. We'll begin with Sinn Féin. You have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you. Are you willing to see me? Okay. So for me, Trinity College is a beautiful place. It's an incredible institution, and I know so many of the teachers and the leaders there, and they're great people. And Trinity College, I think, represents some of the best of Ireland. It represents the real community spirit that we have here, and it's these type of innovations that are supporting Ireland as a growing, innovative nation. For me, I would 100% be working with them. I've worked with them this term, and we're going to work with them again. I think it's really important that people are learning new things. There's an apprenticeship scheme that we are starting up. It's in our manifesto. And that's going to be worked with Trinity College. And these are important things. And you can learn so many new skills there. So,
thank you very much. Sinn Féin will now move to this. Oh my God, did you make that graph just now, though? We'll move we'll move to the Social Democrats. Ogden, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Thank you very much, and thank you for bringing it up, as I'm the author of the Universities Act and the person who made the Trinity College part of the state and recognizes its certificates and degrees. Yes, I agree that they should be continued to recognize and agreed and continue to be worked with. If elected, when the Social Democrats are going to continue with the Trinity College work about the theoretical support for positions. It can be used for barristers and preparations, etc., etc. So to summarize, yes, I agree that Trinity College and the University as a whole should be expanded and continue, and perhaps even diplomas become the norm in Ireland. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. Could the broadcaster Lee? Okay, I have to compliment every party now. Hold on, let me say something. Ognian, I really like I really like your Bulgarian accent, Ognian. Bruce, I really like how passionate you've been in this debate. Brian,
Thank
I
you.
really like how
Thank you.
yeah.
he's really good.
Leah, I like how patient you've been in this debate. Is that good enough for you, Dan?
What about me?
Is it?
What about me?
Yeah, he says that I complimented you by asking if you posted that just now.
Oh,
He thinks that was a compliment and not just me asking, did you make it just now? But whatever. Sorry. Who just answered? Because the broadcaster thought it was right to interrupt me again. Ognian, sorry. We'll move now to Fine Gael. I hope that's good enough for Dan. Dan, if you do it one more time, I'm probably just going to kick you off. Bo, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, Dan, what's good enough if you listen to our policies and maybe you'll join the Fine Gael party? I just disconnected. Right. Opportunities in Ireland have dwindled, which is utterly unsustainable for a growing community, a group that relies on fresh ideas, energy, and technology. which is why Fine Gael wants to work with Trinity College Dublin to set up scholarships for those wishing to pursue careers within the Irish government, civil service and the public sector. This is personal for me. Before I got into politics and I started arguing with a whole bunch of people from Leah's background to Ogden's, I was an educator and I served with the Chancellor and Vice Chancellor of Trinity College Dublin on the roast school. So, I'm sure I'm more experienced than all of these, and I could be the only candidate to actually teach a class. So I would 100% willing to work with Trinity College Dublin. People want scholarships and they want participation.
May I correct? I wrote a book in A-levels Bulgarian language.
That's not teaching. Sorry, writing a book doesn't mean anything. Karl Marx wrote a book. He's not a teacher.
Thank you very much. When he was a philosopher, I think that kind of counts. But sorry. Fuck. What am I talking about? Sorry, we move to the Labour Party. Bruce, you may begin. 45 seconds.
Well, absolutely. Our party can commit to making their degrees valued. And we want to work with people, and we have made it quite clear in our manifesto that we want to, we will work to establish a dedicated pathway to becoming a barrister and enabled in the new Universities Act and reforms into the legal education, which will also be, we want to take that to the Dublin to the university. We also will be using more to, we want to also make new lines of work in universities, such as making a more political education, maybe economics, maybe even trying to train people into getting a business, making their own business. Excuse me. I believe that we need to make them valued, yes, and we will work with Dublin City University in the future to make sure that there are things that are.
Thank you very much, Bruce. We'll now move to Fianna Fáil. Brian, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
You can't even blame him this time because Cillian didn't even send the message that time.
He did.
Shut up. Oh,
I'm asking you a question. I'm answering your question.
Shut up. I don't want an answer from you. I didn't know they had a school. This is a new thing for me. I don't know why we have a school. I don't really care, to be honest. I don't know. You do that for 6 hours a day. It's very weird to go home and then do it. So, it's not my cup of tea. So, if it's your cup of tea, then, that's good. That's cool for you. It's a free country. And I'm not going to discuss that because I don't really care.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. We'll now move to the 90-second open debate section. Before we move on to the final section for this evening, which is every party leader will get an opportunity to ask another party representative a direct question. Open debate section on community activity. Who wants to start us off? And please stay on top of it.
Thank you. Now, I would like to ask the question about the Mungana Council. How it's relevant, and considering the Rté-Ain is barely meeting ends with its TDs and activity, how would it benefit having another council filled with politicians?
Can you repeat your question? Can you repeat your question? I couldn't understand you.
What on earth would the council do, and how would it be staffed?
Well, can I just say it was the Social Democrats that proposed this piece of legislation, and it's been the Social Democrats that haven't repealed it. They haven't even touched it. You've been in government. You've been in government. You've got a majority. What is your excuse? But what I would say is people want local representation. Let me just pull out a quote for you. Let me just pull up a quote for you, Ognian. Let me find this quote. Let me find this quote.
You're unable to answer the question.
This is no. No, this is what Ophelia Destiny, who is a concerned Facebook mum from Monaghan, said. My family, my friends, and my community are very dear to me. Many of my Facebook followers refer to me as local and vocal. But the truth is, I'm just really passionate about pursuing local government. That's why I support Fine Gael's plan to establish Monaghan County Council. as an independent council so I can represent
what
Monaghan and be a local champion. Please tell me, Social Democrats, please tell me, are you against local representation and are you against
I'm
people
against local
being local
representation when
champions? Please tell me that.
I'm against your
you're the
bullshit
local
with all due
champion.
respect.
Your
May
party
I-
proposed it.
may I
Your party
remind you there is
proposed
one
it.
border
Your party proposed it. You haven't done anything. You've sat in government for 6 months
Well,
and
your
done
party
nothing.
has
That is
Oswald.
shambolic. Think about
if you're-
think about your
if you're-
time. Think about how many weeks you sat there and ignored my concerns. You voted down the bill that would amend it. So please don't stand up for Ireland. Stand up for your party because your party's ruined the country into the ground, and your
Well-
credibility has plummeted.
Can I ask
You're
a question?
literally in
Can I
polls.
ask
You're
a
coming
question?
fourth
Bruce,
and
go ahead.
fifth.
Bruce, go ahead.
Please
Bruce, go ahead. Bruce, go ahead.
cut the
May I ask a
BS.
question?
You're polling
May I
fourth
ask a
and
Thank
fifth.
you,
Whoa, whoa,
Mr. National
Hey.
Security Threat.
So
Thank
if you
for your-
care to
Can I
find
speak?
me,
Can I speak? Or am I going to be
look to the
constantly
west and
interrupted?
sky.
Bro.
As someone told me lately,
Pardon? Mr. Bruce,
everyone
what's your
deserves
question?
a chance to
Listen,
fly.
Okay, so
Bruce,
like,
Thomas,
Bruce,
Thomas, simmer down, Thomas.
Shut up.
but my question is, how will you increase the Irish
don't care
language
about-
when if
you
you
don't-
if you
cares
became
about your-
if you became
Nobody
Taoiseach?
cares about your question. Nobody cares about your
Well,
question.
you know, the Irish language is very dear to me. You know, back
No,
when I
can
was
you
back when
speak
I
it?
when I
Can
was
you
like,
speak it?
when I was
Can you
first
speak it?
elected as a TD,
No,
you know,
no,
I
you say
committed
it.
to using the
Speak it.
Irish language.
Speak
I actually
It's
spoke.
important
I
to you.
actually
Speak it.
translated my
You speak
maiden
it.
speech in Irish.
Speak it.
But what I'm
How will you promote it?
Come on.
How will you promote it?
come
Can
on.
you speak it though?
Okay.
So I want to
We're gonna-
amend. I want to amend the Language
bring
Access
this-
and Recognition Act
Hold it,
so
you
that it
said.
mandates the agency to provide steadfast leadership,
Said.
interactive weekly activities, and a specific
So
branch. The
care to
agency,
find me.
a specific branch within the agency, so politicians, journalists, and other officials can
Okay.
utilize the Irish
Okay.
language
Okay,
with a
thank you very much.
variety of
Thank you very much.
documents.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my
thank you.
question.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much, guys. Okay.
You fuck a Greg Aggle.
I think. Oh, I think from
Can
now
I-
on, I'm
Can
just
I
going to
say
end every section by saying by singing
just
"Define
quickly
Gravity." So, yes, go on, Brian. You have 15 seconds.
I'm gonna remind you all that whoever the RTE guy is, bring ketchup back. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian. We will now move on to this interesting section, this new section, which is every party representative will get to ask a direct question to a party, another party representative. You can ask the question for 30 seconds, and then they get 45 seconds to reply. We'll start with Sinn Féin. Leah, who do you wish to ask your question to?
The leader of Fine Gael.
Okay, you have 30 seconds. You may begin.
She focuses only on business and culture policy. Where is her policy on defence, justice, and foreign affairs? I've looked at her policy on justice. All it is semantics. She's changing the Department of Justice, the Department of Justice and Migration for some reason. We don't have policy here. We have words, semantics, and nonsense. So where's her policy for every other department?
You may begin, Bo. 45 seconds starts now.
Well, clearly she's delusional and she's been misleading the public. I've literally said what the Fine Gael policy on justice is. We want to reform the Attorney General's appointment process by using an independent selection panel, appointing an Attorney General based on conviction and experience
Bureaucracy and red
rather
tape.
than political patronage. We want to introduce a financial Robux award for barristers appointed special counsel so that it delivers professional standards and demonstrates integrity and commitment to the judiciary. And we want to review all existing bar transfers to maintain high professional standards to ensure Ireland attracts strong legal practitioners. And we will negotiate a new bar transfer. We also want to appoint additional members to the Bar Council. We want to modernise the bar exam study guide to improve accessibility and support sustainable growth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bo. Hope that answers your question.
You're welcome.
We will now go to the Social Democrats. Ognian, who do you wish to ask a question to?
I wish to ask the questions to the honorable leader of the opposition.
Well, it looks like you're the center of attention today.
Okay, you have 30 seconds. You may begin, Ognian.
Wow, thank you very much. Fine Gael truly claims to be the party of cutting red tape and be a champion of community businesses. However, in their campaign message, they have been promising to be bureaucratic and pledging stuff like involved service of Ireland. Where are the depths or job silent, or the council might have with a large council and mayor, which would be really overlapping with the duties of the government. So it is just another layer of bureaucratic. So my question is, why is Fianna Gael so double standards regarding red tape, proposing so bureaucratic institutions? Thank you.
Thank you. Bo, you have 45 seconds. You may begin.
Well, I took a response from the last election, and I received more votes than any party here, and that's why I committed to a golden rule for activity across government departments and across government agencies. Measures that do not directly increase activity will be abolished, and measures that do increase activity we will support. And that's why we want to abolish the Arts Council on the basis that it does not meet the activity created. But the Irish Motorsports Association and Monaghan County Council and Jobs Island were all Social Democrat policies that they implemented. Ognian was proud to say that he served under Oscar. That was Oscar's government promoted it. So if you're talking about cutting red tape, why haven't you cut it in the last 6 months that you've been in government? Because you're always talking about that you were Taoiseach, you were Minister of Foreign Affairs, when the truth is you just sat on your ass and did nothing, and that is completely shambolic. And what the electorate should do is kick you to 5th place, because what you need is time.
Thank you very much.
And maybe a brain.
I didn't ask a question.
Okay, we'll now go to Fine Gael. Bo, who's your question to?
Well, my question is to the lovely Taoiseach, because I think it's clearly a 2-horse race at this point.
Okay.
My question.
You have 5 seconds remaining.
My question to Leah again is: do you know how many of your ministers in your programme for government made it to the end of your term? Because many of your ministers were removed or resigned, and there seems like the only 3 remaining are Leah, Isabel, and the business guy that's continuing the stagnation and delay.
So we had this thing called a cabinet reshuffle. I know that you've never been in a government or led a government, so you might not know what that word means, but it's when a head of government changes the jobs or members of their top ministerial team, moving people between departments. That's what we did, and it was for the sake of the country. So there's obviously the programme for government, which is 2 months ago. We had our cabinet reshuffle 1 month in. Obviously, there's going to be new people, and that was relevant and important for the government. I don't really get this point.
Can I ask my question now?
Is that it, Bo?
Right. Can I just say, what she's just done is misled the public, because I served as business minister. I do have government experience. I served as Minister of Business under Niamh Clark. I served as Taoiseach na Heron, and I served as temporary Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll now move to Labour. Labour, who's your question for?
What should be to me?
The Fine Gael leader.
Oh, ooh.
The Fine Gael, okay.
Not this time, Leah.
You have 30 seconds to ask your question.
Well, will you join Labour in a call for a sustained peace agreement and to work with the United Kingdom to build a new agreement that does not lead to another conflict, unlike the Sinn Féin government that promised peace but again failed?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Our policy is bending the knee.
You have guys. Bo, you have 45 seconds to begin.
Can I just say, I set clear terms earlier for peace. I want peace. That's what the whole sector needs. And I'm going to go back to the same point. Hildegard Barker, who is my great aunt from Tyrone, said the north of Ireland needs a sustainable plan for activity.
Let her answer.
We need to see cooperation from Irish and from the Irish and British government that develops a common ground of community, not division, no hate, but progress. That's why I support Fine Gael's plan to achieve peace and make Ireland great again. I'm so glad that my great aunt, unfortunately she can't vote for Fine Gael, but she's supporting us from the north, and I hope that answers your question, Mr. Bruce.
She could vote.
Thank you very much. Shut up, guys. Shut up. Okay, we'll now move to Fianna Fáil. Fianna Fáil, who's your question for?
My question is for the Labour leader, and it's a very important question. So he says a lot about burdens. So my question is, how much money have you taken from number 10 Downing Street? How much money?
Okay, let me be very clear. I have not taken any money from 10 Downing Street. I have been more focused.
Is there any evidence of this? What's your
Is there any evidence that has proven me to take in money? Well, look, I think it's quite clear. I'm quite clear that I've served in
Brian, let him answer.
I'm trying to answer your question, and you won't let me. So let me finish. I haven't taken any money from 10 Downing Street. I've been more focused on defending our country on the front.
How about the Ministry of Defence?
No, I've not taken any money.
How about the British Army?
No.
How about the Navy?
Literally no to every question you will eventually
I'm gonna put
ask.
the screenshot in
So are
general.
you running for Tear Is that a no then?
I have taken no money. No.
I don't know about you guys. I take money from other countries all the time. Thank you very much. We'll now move to closing statements. 45 seconds. 45 seconds to 1 minute. What do you guys think?
1 minute.
1 minute
Let's
per party. Okay. 60 seconds. Sinn Féin, you may begin your closing statement. And no interruptions allowed. Otherwise, I'm muting you guys completely. 3, 2, 1. You may begin.
Release them. Now more than ever, Ireland needs a second mandate for stability and continued growth. Only Sinn Féin can provide the leadership required at the top. Leadership that works tirelessly, makes the bold decisions, and prioritises the Irish people, the Irish Defence Forces, and the Irish community above all else. Ireland cannot afford to drift this election. We need a government that keeps the country moving, that nurtures opportunity, and that protects our citizens at home and abroad. We need a government that treats activity as the lifeblood of our nation, whether it's our defence forces, our businesses, or our communities. This is the moment to continue building on what Sinn Féin has already achieved, to continue putting Ireland first, to continue leading with confidence, and to continue shaping a country that is strong, united, and active. Sinn Féin is asking for your trust again, so we can deliver for Ireland, for every citizen, and for our shared future.
Thank you. As you said this, I will unmute myself 5 seconds before the minute is up, so you guys will hear like a little beep. Anyway, we now move to Social Democrats. Your closing statement, please. You may begin.
My message to Ireland is very clear. This is an election for fulfilling Ireland's great potential and taking it further. Ireland has been really shaken by political turmoil, including the deep state political divisions and de-escalating conflict in the north. The Social Democrats, we are going to present a vision, a message to take Ireland further, a vision for more enjoyable Ireland, a vision for Ireland not afraid to move forward, with ideas I might consider skeptical or even unknown. But as I stated in the opening statement, Ireland is still a nation with young spirit and should be ambitious and idealistic and try and experiment. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is important also when an experiment fails, not to fail it again. We do not seek to rest on past glories or to fight all battles. Instead, we look forward, ready to meet the challenges of our time. We propose an Ireland that is united, where everybody can be engaged within the community, and be ready to watch the debate recap after it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now move to Fine Gael.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry, 1 minute. You may begin.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you once again to our listeners who have been tuned in for around half an hour now. This is a half an hour of engagement, of dialogue, and in some cases, stupidity. If you take one thing away from this interaction, take this. They are hiding incompetence from you. They interrupt when questioned. It's no longer a question or if the government can just continue, but who will replace them. Only by voting for Fine Gael can we see a future worth fighting for, a future where justice is accessible, where businesses thrive, a future with stronger communities. My message on Sunday is we want to see as many Fine Gael candidates across the country winning as many constituencies as possible. And my message to Conservative campaigners across the country is go out there and fight for every vote. But people will have to live with what's elected afterwards. That's why it's so important people vote for Fine Gael, for stronger businesses and for stronger communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Fine Gael, we now move to the Labour Party. Your closing statement, please. You may begin.
Now, I'm sad to say that I have not performed well in this debate, I'll be honest. But I would like to take this message to the Irish people. I have served loyally in the IDF, as a senator, and now as a TD. If you elect a Labour government, I will show up and do the hard work. While Sinn Féin wants to prove some point about how strong they are, they refuse to allow peace. Labour will focus on peace. We will restore the Irish language when they have failed. We will focus on building a better Ireland that protects unions, that builds more activities, and ensures that our community is stronger and fairer. Now, tonight, I have not done my best, and I apologize. I'm the only one here who will be an actual, open politician. I will be there. I will make mistakes, and I will address them. Unlike the other three who will basically just blame everyone else, I will take accountability. If you want a transparent and accountable government, vote Labour this Saturday. I'm asking you, not for me, but for this
Thank you.
continuity of this democratic system.
Thank you very much, Labour. We now move to Fianna Fáil. Brian, your closing statement, please. We have 1 minute. You may begin.
How long do I have? 1 minute.
Yes, you have 1 minute. You may begin.
Okay, so I just wanted to start by saying there's 4 people on the stage. I know Mr. Bruce can't count, so I'm gonna give him.
I didn't count you because I didn't take you seriously.
Bruce, you will not interrupt during closing statement. No one interrupted your closing statement. No one else done that. You will not interrupt. Brian, your minute starts again right now.
It's okay. He can't count, and I support him in that. Look, Safrine, whatever her name is, View. She's a lunatic. She's gonna, crash the economy. She's like a BTEC Liz Truss. She's like Liz Truss on Amazon Prime. She's even got the hair. When she's not trying to cosplay as a politician, she's just being Kemi Badenoch quotes and speaking to herself in the mirror. And then I like the other two, so I don't really have anything to say on them. But we're gonna do great things. And my final thing is, speak to the RTI Director General. Let's get Ketchup O'Kenny back on the air. We can do this. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Brian. That concludes this debate. I'd like to thank all party representatives for what has been an engaging and thought-provoking discussion. And of course, a special thank you to our viewers for joining us this evening. A reminder that voting opens this Saturday at 8 p.m. Irish time. This election represents an important moment for Ireland, a chance to shape the direction of the country and decide who will lead it into the years ahead. So whoever you are, make sure your voice is heard and that your vote is cast. From all of us here at RTE, thank you for watching and good night.